I'm allowed, right?
And then I got confused. Hold on, we have to keep, there we go. Then I got confused because I saw you have a rainbow in your like description. And I was like,
Yeah,
wait, and now am I like deeply now is my
yeah,
attraction like verified and
yeah.
valid?
I mean, I give off gay vibes though. Like
No, you
everybody,
don't.
I swear I do. All of my DMs are like, you have a like you have a male partner, like you're gay, like you come off very gay. I get that a lot, and I'm like, well, I
I
do.
like
I
that
give
you,
off half gay vibes.
because I'm bisexual. I hold on to it.
Yeah,
I'm married to a woman, as you
right.
know, because I told you how I found you was Rachel. Actually, all good things on the internet come back to Rachel, which many of the
Amazing.
listeners know.
I
Uh,
love.
she's also like not on the internet,
Oh, I
but
love.
on the internet.
Yeah, yeah, I get that.
Um, and so it is funny because I hold on to my bisexuality, even though like it's pretty, because I don't want to negate all of the attraction. Like
I
I'm very
understand that.
attracted to men, even though I'm like in a loving relationship and we're monogamous and whatever. But I'm like,
Right.
no, I got to hold strong. So finding out that you're a bisexual, I mean, like,
I feel the same way. Like I've been with a man for 8 years, but I love the ladies. I don't want to give that up. I don't want, I'm not straight. I don't want to say I'm straight. I'm not. I like, and I like women actually more than men. I just happen to connect with Matt, my partner. But if I didn't have him, I would probably be with a woman. I do like them better than men.
well, my goddaughter says that could be considered omnisexual, which is
I've never
you,
heard of that.
it's maybe you and I, where we're like attracted to men and women, but typically, and actually, it doesn't matter if it's man or a woman, but you would be more likely to be in a long-term relationship with one gender versus the other, even though you're attracted to both.
That's so interesting. I thought I'm pansexual. Like, doesn't that mean you like everybody? I don't know. I can't keep up with the kids. I'm too old for the terms. I can't
You're
keep
not,
up.
what are you talking about? You're also like Benjamin Button over here, just reversing into time. And
I
we're
will.
all watching it.
I have a very good doctor. She's very talented. She's very talented.
So okay, Rachel found you and was like DM'd me and was like, I mean, lying
Your
next to each
wife
other.
DM'd you? Yeah. Okay.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, we DM each other all the time.
Okay. That's
She's
amazing.
like,
Love that.
look at this video. And it was a video of you. I have to describe for the listeners,
Okay.
which we
Please tell
will
me.
post. We will repost everywhere.
Okay. I
Don't
love that. I
go
love that.
nuts, everybody. Don't go nuts.
Don't go
Where
wild.
you are like, let me share all of my resources in the tri-state area. My friend
Ooh,
Leah McSweeney also did this with her plastic surgeons at some point, which was
love it.
very kind of her. You also did it. And I'm
Mm.
like, yes, you are a gem on the internet. Share your wealth. I wish there was somebody like you on the West Coast, which then I'm like, wait, should I be the like peanut butter to your gel? Like, should I now
Yes.
emulate my whole life like you? Like,
Yes.
maybe I should. Maybe I should be like you and just copy
You
everything you
should.
do, but only on the West Coast.
You should be me on the West Coast because there is not enough of me to be able to field all of the questions I get about like LA West Coast providers. I just don't know. I come to LA a ton. But I don't go to your doctors. I don't
Yeah,
know
why
who
would
you
you?
have there. Why would I? I mean,
You
why would
have a
I?
fucking stacked entourage
Yeah.
in New York. But that's how I found you. And then I started to deep dive as one does.
Okay. I love that. I love that.
And I'm like, oh my God, musical theater, which is the gayest thing about you. Actually,
I
that's right.
mean,
You are a musical
literally
theater
nothing
nerd.
is
So
fair. Also, my partner is a Broadway composer. Like, that's gay.
very gay, which then you have to tell him something.
Yeah, of
So I have a lot of childhood trauma, as we all do.
course.
But one of the biggest traumas is that my parents wouldn't let me audition for Kids Incorporated, but also the Mickey Mouse Club.
Oh, my.
And now they live in Florida, which feels like a double offense, being that I
Right.
grew up in California. And I was like, I not only deserve to be on this show, but I can be on that show. And my parents were like, you
Yeah.
just stick to theater, kid. Stick to
Right.
theater, which I
Right.
did.
Right.
I saw that your partner made a guest appearance on the Mickey Mouse Club. because I
Yeah.
deep dove him as well, obviously.
When he was 15, he won a contest, I guess, to like write a song for the Mickey Mouse Club, and they flew him and his family there. And I don't know the girl's name, but like one of the Mickey Mouse Club people performed the song on the show. And in our apartment, we have a big golden Mickey that he got
What?
for that. He was 15, I think he got paid for it, and it was his like first professional writing gig. The funny thing about that though is that he didn't realize it until later, but he's a 15-year-old like composer. He stole the song. Like he stole the chorus from a Michael Bolton song, I believe. Like I don't know how the song goes, but it's very funny.
Wait,
Um,
that's hysterical. But I just couldn't believe it. I'm like, oh my God. And now I'm in love with her partner.
I know he's great, and he wrote the prom, also very gay.
Very, no, no, no. Jillian, I was like, oh my God, Rachel, I'm finally recording with Jillian tomorrow. And I was like, do you know what partner is like deep musical theater, like did the prom, like the Netflix prom, like on Broad. She was like, really? I'm like, oh yeah, they're musical theater nerds, which is
We are.
amazing and so gay.
So gay, so nerdy. Like there is not one cool thing about me at all. And I am
That's
okay with that. Like
completely
I don't, there
untrue.
are enough cool girls out there. Like we don't need any more of them. We need real nerdy bitches.
First of all, being a nerd, I think, is cool, especially musical theater. That means you're multi-hyphenate talent. You're
It's
also
true.
beautiful. You can, you know what I mean? Your body is ridiculous, which I'm like, please just tell me those are genes. Tell me that your mother looks just like you, or I can't continue with this interview.
Does not look like me, but I will say she's very small. And
Okay.
I thankfully, I guess, have a very fast metabolism because I don't exercise and I eat French fries every single day. I post about French fries every single day. I can't get through the day without eating French fries. I have the diet of a 5-year-old boy. That's
But you
all I
have the six
eat.
pack, like you know how like little kids have a six
It's
pack?
natural though.
That's
It's
such a bunch
natural.
of shit.
I know
Well,
it's
let me tell you,
bullshit.
as I look through sperm donors
Yeah.
often, I'm like trying to see like, okay, does this kid have like a six pack? Because I did not have a six pack. I was small, but I didn't have a six pack. Let me
You
tell you.
have to
But
find something really hot. Just like be shallow in that.
I am, but it's baby pictures, which is like
Oh, oh,
sort
oh,
of
you're looking at
awkward.
baby pictures?
That's all you get.
Really?
Hmm.
You don't get adult pictures of like where the sperm is coming from?
No.
You have to see them as a child?
Yep.
Wow, why didn't I know that? That's
However, you'll appreciate this. We are looking for someone that has a touch of melanin in them
oh, I
because
love
given sunscreen issues and how
yeah.
difficult they are to
Yeah.
come by these days that are good,
Mhm.
and also that like the ozone layer is, I don't know, gone. We're
Yeah.
like, us two, my wife is borderline see-through. I
Yes.
am quite pale, lots of
Olive
freckles.
skin tone or darker is beautiful, and you don't have to worry about too much of like the weird pale issues.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Love that.
So musical theater,
Yeah.
you're just crushing, crushing. You are, from what it looks like in your timeline on the internet, you look like a regular, normal person on the internet. And then something changes where you become the epicenter of all skincare.
Yeah.
Where did the switch happen? Where did the light bulb go off? I must know.
Yeah. So I had a really crazy life. We won't get into it, but
No, get into it. I'm so sorry. I should have gone back to the life. Tell me about what's the crazy life.
the life was wild. The life was wild. I lots of issues when I was younger, drug use, like some bad stuff, dropped out of college 5 times. I've had
Got
a
it.
pretty wild time. When I moved to New York, I did musical theater. I did it for 10 years, almost 10 years. And then COVID happened. I quit though. I decided to quit musical theater like 6 months before COVID, which actually ended up being like the best decision one could ever make because
Yeah, you would have been
COVID
fucked.
didn't stop me. I stopped me. I
But did
just,
when you say you quit, where you were just like gonna focus on TV
I
and film, or like
no,
what?
I was so tired of doing 8 shows a week. I
Oh yeah,
was
I can't
exhausted.
imagine.
I was so burnt out. When you do 8 shows a week, when you have an 8 p.m. show, you can't really do anything, I feel like, during the day. It's especially, I was always the lead in shows. I was resting my voice all day long. I was preparing. I have horrible anxiety. So I couldn't do anything other than like wait for the show. I felt like I wasn't living. So early 2019 or late 2019, I quit. I was like, no more. I'm done. Maybe I'll focus on TV and film. And then COVID happened. So, of course, no auditions, nothing going on. And I didn't know anything about skincare, really. I barely took care of my skin, barely wore sunscreen. I had gotten filler at that point, no Botox yet. And I don't really know when the switch happened, but something around like 2020, I was like, I really am into learning more about skincare. And I remember when it was in 2021, I was in my dressing room. I was filming an episode of Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, and I had 9 hours to kill in my dressing room. And so I turned on TikTok. I had posted like just 5 or 6 musical theater videos at this point, and I turned on TikTok and I started talking about having fillers and where I have them and what products I have. And I said, like, hi, I'm Jillian. It was very sweet and cute. I said, hi, I'm Jillian. I want to talk to you today about fillers. Thank you for joining me. It
You're like,
was so
thank you for joining
silly.
my call,
Thank
my
you for
video.
joining me. It was so silly, so formal. But I said, nobody talks openly about this. So I figured maybe I'll talk openly about it and see what happens. So I'm in my dressing room, right? I posted that video. The video immediately goes viral and I get hundreds of comments. So I'm in my dressing room. I have those 8 hours left to kill. I hit a bunch of comments and I do video responses answering everybody's
Mm.
questions. That day I made 20 videos and I gained like 100,000 followers. It went so quickly, so quickly. And I was like, oh my God, I am fucking on to something here. It
Yeah.
seems like nobody is honest. Nobody talks openly about procedures and beauty. And I am beyond an open book because I'm not only not ashamed, I'm proud of it. I'm proud of the fact that I look better now than I did 10 years ago. And I think I should tell people how I made that happen, you know?
Yeah.
Um, so then I poached my dermatologist to teach me everything she could about skincare. And in
Dr.
exchange,
Cindy.
Dr. Claire,
Oh,
very,
Claire. That's right. Claire, Dr. Claire. Sorry. I was
I
watching
mean,
some video
same,
and Rachel goes, is that Dr. Claire? I'm like, yes. How do you know? Anyway, we're big
she's
Dr.
best.
Claire fans in this household.
So I put her on Instagram, I put her on TikTok. I started helping her with that. And in exchange, she kind of trained me as like a resident. So I learned so much from her. Like I absorbed all of her knowledge and I just started really studying. And I feel like now what makes me different is that I know things from like an educational perspective. I'm not just saying like, oh, this moisturizer feels great, you have to buy it. Like, no, I know how to read ingredients. Claire checks everything that I post, so everything is like dermatologist approved. Um, and yeah, it's now been 2.5 years. That's it of posting, maybe. And I only started posting skincare on Instagram about 6 months ago. I kept it only to TikTok, and in my brain, I was like, Instagram is my friends. Instagram, they don't care
Yeah.
about that. So I
No, we
only
care.
posted
I
it.
care
Yeah,
so
well,
deeply.
so no, maybe like 5 months ago, I think my manager was like, you have to post on Instagram. You have to like just get over the fact that like friends will see you talk about your fillers and Botox because it was a kind of, it's a little weird sometimes to open up with when people in real life know you. And then I got over it and I started posting and now it's going well. You found me. Here we
I
are.
found you. I will never, I mean, thank God. Also, wait, when you say manager, is this your acting commercial
No,
manager?
my social media manager. I
Who
have
does,
a
like, what does that look like? Like a somebody that books your campaigns and books
yeah,
your,
exactly. And she's fantastic. She found me. She reached out to me. She's incredible and she gives me homework. I mean, as somebody who's not great on like I'm not great with technology, she tells me what I need to do. You need to be posting reels, you need to be engaging with people. I mean, I overly engage with people like
I know,
all
but
the
I like
time.
squealed. I think I wrote like, I can't remember, whatever my first comment to you, and you like immediately commented back, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Rachel, but
I'm
I,
overly active in my comments, overly active.
but people like love that.
Yeah,
I
and
love
I
it.
like it too. I don't want to just post a video and then disappear. That's not what I want. I feel like I have genuine friendships with people I've never met. You know, people send me pictures of their kids and their dogs, and I chat all
Yeah,
day long in DMs with people that I do not know, and I love it. And I'm a total introvert. I'm a homebody. I don't have that many real in-person friends, and I feel like the people that I've become friendly with on the internet are my real friends now.
100%. I, especially in the pandemic. I mean, I've always kind of done this sort of thing, but I had started a show in the pandemic and I really met people. I mean, we all had
Yeah,
time, we were all scared, but the way I've met people, and I cherish, as you all know, listening, I cherish my listeners like so hardcore. Like I'm in my Patreon, I'm like, what do you guys like? What do you guys not like? Like,
I love
okay,
that.
what do you want to do? You know, I have a beautiful ornament on my Christmas tree that was hand blown by one of my listeners, and I put it
I
at the
love
very top
that.
of the tree. I agree. I have so many internet friends that I have just gotten so close to, and
Yeah.
especially the bi-coastal of it all. I mean, I
Mhm.
used to travel for work a lot more, but I think as a lot of people and especially companies realize, like, we can just do Zoom,
Yep.
even for production. I mean, I
Yep.
asked you when you were coming back out here, which we can always record again in studio, but I am so glad because before you would book people, but you'd have to like do a whole junket or whatever, you know, like you'd have to
Yep.
just shove it all in. And now it can be way more ad hoc, which is incredible. But I love talking to people on the internet. I like love
Yeah.
it
Same.
so
Same.
much.
It
Have
makes
you?
me so happy when
I
people
know.
write to me and ask me things or thank me for, say they made changes in their routine and their skin looks amazing. And I want to be kept up to date. I want everybody to reach out to me like I'm a real friend. I
Be
love
careful what
that.
you wish for. I'm
I
like,
know.
doop
Yeah.
boop boop.
No, I
Um,
won't do it.
what has a viewer, watcher, friend, internet friend, fan, I don't know what to call them, and you in terms of advice that was like great that you have implemented into either your routine or just that was surprising to you?
Well, yesterday, about 200 people DM'd me that I'm an idiot for not getting gel manicure and pedicures. And that was an
Wow.
advice that I will now be
Well, I'm
taking.
going to take it a step further for you
Tell me.
because the one thing I am an expert on
Yeah.
is nails.
His nails. Okay.
I had a show called Getting Nailed that actually is now like in the zeitgeist again for
Oh,
years. No,
wow.
I've been doing crazy nail art for almost 12 and a half years.
Oh, my God.
And so I had a show, shot it all over the place, shot with nail artists all over the world. I was here for you for a reason. Here's what you're gonna do though. Well,
Tell
one,
me.
you're in New York, right? Are you in
Yeah.
Brooklyn?
New York.
One, I'm gonna get you who you're gonna go to see.
Okay. Thank you.
That's
I
done.
need it.
Two, you're gonna get Japanese hard gel. You're not
Okay.
gonna get Gel X, you're not gonna get dip, you're not gonna get any, you're gonna go get Japanese hard gel. This is 5 weeks later.
Okay. You're going to change my
And
life.
it's my real nails. I don't have acrylics. I don't have fakes. They last forever. I garden every day
Oh, my God.
and they're beautiful and we've got you covered.
Who's your
You're
person in New
and
York?
you're well, I have a few. That's what we're going to look at your time availability and what you want to do.
Wow.
Really, there's one woman and she's actually in Dumbo and she's so fucking good. I don't want to like shout out people's names if they're going to be like annoyed with me because it's like so hard to get into people. Like I'll
Okay.
get you in. Like I'm
Okay.
going to introduce you.
Okay.
There's
Amazing.
this one woman in Brooklyn or in Dumbo that's so fucking good that I'm going to introduce you
Wow.
to if you're down to go to Dumbo.
I'm
And then
down.
there's Vanity Projects, which I shot 2 episodes of my show out, which is great. There's
Okay.
also oh God, what do they call themselves? There's like another more like formal Japanese studio, but I don't know if they exist anymore. Vanity Projects is cool. It's this woman, Rita from San Francisco, who I've known forever. And she has like her artists that are
Mm,
there, but then she does artists in residence. So like if you wanted to get your nails done by Astro Wifey, that's it, from Chicago, she'll come and like do a weekend there. It's like
oh,
artists
my
in
God.
residence. It's pretty crazy, but
I
that's
have
off of
never even,
Christie.
I've never even booked an appointment for like nails. I just walk into any random place I
Yeah,
see.
that's never going to happen again. I've
And
got you. It's
It's
going to be a
always
whole thing.
very underwhelming. Yeah. Okay. Amazing. You're about to
Yeah,
change my life.
I am. It's just different. I mean, it's so funny. I mean, my nail artist canceled on me this morning. She's the best, but can be quite difficult. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to break up with you. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I've
I
literally been
can't.
getting my nails done by you for 13 years. Like,
Yeah.
God fucking damn it. You know what I mean? Like, no, I'm not.
What
I'm
can you
really
do?
not.
Yeah. You have
Oh
to
yeah,
stick.
I'm wait for your DMs. I'm just gonna
I can't
light you
wait.
up.
I am ready.
But I
We'll do.
love that advice. Yeah, we've got to move you into that. Well, because also with how much you're working, it is a little bit more time consuming when you get your nails done, but it's only like once a month or once every 5 weeks.
I don't get my nails done ever. Like, I don't do them at
Oh,
all.
or you could just say fuck it and not do it.
But if I want to get them done,
Got it.
I can't keep going to these walk-in places. I went
No.
to the place around the corner from me 2 days ago. I was there for 2.5 hours. I waited almost 45 minutes with my feet under the dryer. And then I put on my Uggs and walked 5 blocks home. And when I took off my Uggs, there was like no nail polish left on my toes. And I was there for 2.5 hours. And I
Okay,
was like,
yeah, this is never happening
yeah,
again. We're
it's
like changing this for you. Yeah,
fucking
because
damn.
then you're going to get a gel pedicure, which is going to last you for forever. And
Yeah.
you could literally put Uggs with socks and nothing's coming off.
Yeah. My followers are very good to, like, if they see me doing something that they know better, like they will immediately DM me, girl, I got you. Like we got to change this. And I love that they all feel so comfortable, like to message me and to comment and to, I've made them very comfortable. It's a safe space. Tell me when I'm being a fucking idiot and tell me what's better.
I love that. Now,
Yeah.
what about like other outs? Like, do you subscribe? So we talked about nails, but do you subscribe to like eyelash extensions? No, you
No,
don't
I
do
get a
eyelashes.
keratin lash lift and tint every couple of months. So it's my own
Really?
lashes. Japanese salon. The keratin is the trick. You don't want a regular lash lift and tint, but a keratin lash lift and tint. Great for your lashes. It makes them like so long, strong, beautiful. So I do that every few months. And then my brows are microbladed. So I had them microbladed a couple years ago. My lips are a lip blushing. So it's a lip tattoo. I have
That's
lips.
really scary. Jillian, I have to pause you on the blushing
Tell
of the
me.
lip. That really fucking freaks me out
Does it? Why?
because you're tatting your face.
Yeah, you're tatting. Well, same with the brows. You're tatting your face.
Are your eyebrows still the right color or are
Yeah.
they
Oh, they're
turning?
gorgeous. No, no, no. So they turn when you go to a place that uses it's a certain type of dye. The place that I go to uses like the highest quality. I am 4 years into my microblading and they are still perfect, not faded at all, no weird colors. But you have to be really, really careful who you go to, or they can fade like red, and that's horrible. You don't
Or
want that.
blue?
Or blue, kind of like a tingy blue gray. I only tell people there's a place in New York called El Brow. That's where I went. And I don't recommend like anybody going anywhere but them. They're just
And
the
do
best.
you have to like, do you then shape your brows or now you're just done? You like
No,
leave
I
it.
don't have any real hair other than in the front, so I don't have to shape anything. They're just on my face. I
I
know.
have to do that. I dye my own eyebrows.
You dye them?
Yeah, they're blonde.
Yeah, okay. Well, why don't you get microbladed?
Well, yeah, what's going to happen is I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to come stay with my sister and I'm just going to live a day in the life of Jillian.
I want that, and you will love it.
I know. I want the scalp. Like, we haven't even gotten to the
Oh,
scalp. I am
oh
so
God, it's
curious
so
about the
good.
scalp. First of
I'm
all,
bringing you to a scalp treatment. Again,
talk us
another
through.
Japanese scalp treatment.
Well, here's the thing. I literally just want to go to Japan and never come back. Because
Yeah,
you also want to talk about nails, honey. Woo! I mean,
but
that and
also
soul.
skin care, the hair care, everything. Japanese has it on point.
Yeah.
They have
And Korea, I would say. Korea is
Korea
pretty
too,
good.
for sure.
So, okay, you've got your eyebrows tatted, your lips tatted.
Yeah.
When did you get your lips done?
I got them about 2.5, maybe 3 years ago, and they faded like beautifully. They're
Yeah,
just
they
kind
look
of like
beautiful.
well, this is lipstick. I have
Oh.
makeup on, but they're lovely. Same place, Elbrow, the same place that did my eyebrows.
Because I got which was very nice. I want to
Yeah.
make it clear that I'm saying that this was very
Okay.
nice, but
Very
I
nice.
was hosted by a brand, I won't
Yeah.
say who, to get a lash lift,
Lash lift. Yeah.
and I hated it. It
Yeah, I
was
would.
so many toxic, like I freaked out. I didn't like how it felt, and felt like it made my eyes smaller.
You have to get a keratin lash lift and tint, and you have to go to the right place. I think I went to, I'm not even kidding, maybe 10 places before I found the place that I go to and changed my life. Japanese salon. Yeah, the best.
Now, do
You have to
you
just come to me and
I am.
experience the places because, a lot of people have a bad experience with something and then they never want to do it again. But it really matters where you go and who you go to as to what type of treatment you're going to get, you know?
Yeah, no, it's true. I mean, I will try anything. A friend of mine posted on Instagram years ago and she says, my friend is looking for models for eyelash extensions, like whatever, da 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 da. And of course I write
Bad
back
for your
because I'm
eyes. It's so
the
bad.
worst. And
Yeah.
I go, oh my God, me, because oh my God, speaking of what we were talking about before we started
Yeah.
recording, I had my Live Me show, which was on ByteDance, which owns TikTok, and I was constantly shooting. It's not like I was getting
Yeah.
my makeup done. I had to do it
Yeah.
myself. And when you're fair, lash extensions, now I do Lashify here and there, but which looks
Okay.
like it, but I do it myself. It does look so much better, but it's so shitty and I had never gotten it done. So I
Yeah.
go, and it was I didn't realize I was like the model for a class, which fine, no big deal.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I'm lying down, the woman looks at me and she goes, what kind of look do you want? I go, oh, I have pictures, not my first rodeo. And I'm showing
Yeah.
like really feather,
Yeah.
natural. Actually, it's my friend in New York who has this amazing woman she goes to in New York. I'm like, this is what I want.
Right.
She goes, well, that's not the brand. Like, that's not what we do.
Oh
I
no.
fell asleep. Well, not really. I catatonically like disassociated. I looked like a Muppet stripper. Like I had
No.
those like fluffy, crazy, like I
Oh,
looked like
that
Jan
is
from the Muppets.
no, I can't. Oh my, and also, listen, to each their own as far as what look you like, but it is so bad for your real lashes
Ugh.
to get those thick, heavy lashes on top. Oh,
It
I'm
was a
sorry.
bummer. So I'm usually down to do things, but I think you're right. Sometimes you have to find like the right person. It's so funny. A simple thing, which obviously I know you do, are facials. I've lived in LA for 13 years. I've been to every celebrity. I have not found a great facialist. If anybody
I'm
has
telling
one, please
you,
let me
the
know.
celebrity fancy facials are not.
Terrible.
I got a celebrity facial in New York. I won't say who or what, but it was like the highest of the high
Yeah, I bet it
celebrity.
was the exact same place that I went. I know
It,
exactly where you went,
okay,
and it was
it might have
whack.
been, and it was whack. Nothing happened. There were no extractions. There were no
Never
masks. I got
extractions.
punched in the face for like an hour, basically. And then when it was done, my face was swollen because I was just being punched in the face for an hour. And they were like, oh, look at the glow. Look at the blood rushing to the face. I'm like, that's not what I wanted. I want a gentle, nice face mask, some extract those pores. I didn't want to get hit in the face for an hour.
So do you also go to like an Asian salon for your facials? I have a
So I
few
don't
friends.
get facials often at all. When I do go, usually it's just because I want to film them. But
Mm.
I do a laser treatment every year, and that is way more important to me than doing a facial. But I do recommend if you're somebody that's new to skincare and just looking for something and you've never done anything before, I do recommend going to get one. And the place I go to is literally a hole in the wall in Hell's Kitchen. It's a $90 microdermabrasion facial for an hour where my girl Mona will do a million different face masks, LEDs. She does the most intense extractions. She does like everything you can possibly think of, and then ends with microdermabrasion. You look glorious coming out of it. I tell a lot of brides on a budget to go there a couple days before. Like I, my most popular DM I get is, "Hey Jillian, I'm getting married
Yeah,
in
what do I do?
for a couple months. What do I do?" And almost everybody that messages me is on a budget. And I say, this is what you're going to do. You're going to get a professional dermaplaning session and you're going to get a
Mm.
facial. And the total is going to be $180 and you're going to look better than you've ever looked.
Rachel, we have to go to New York
Immediately.
immediately. She's like
Immediately.
hiding in another room.
Yeah.
She's
You
like,
have
what?
to.
I
I will take you around. You know how there's like those food
Yeah, that's what I want.
things where you hop from place to place and eat the different foods. You're going to come with me, but we're going to
My dream.
hop from place to place and try the different face things. And I will change your life. That's one thing I am very positive of about myself is I know the best places to go because I have gone to all of the wrong ones.
Oh yeah,
I
fair enough.
the
Yeah.
best places. And you don't want to fuck with your face. You don't want to fuck with your lashes. You don't want to fuck with the wrong microblading person or the wrong facialist. A bad facial is you could get scarred, you could have broken capillaries. It's very important who you go to for all of these things.
Well, I agree. And I love that you also talk about lasers and like more of kind of the real shit that's
Yeah,
gonna do some things. I mean, that's the other thing I think with facials and like even the celebrity ones. I'm like, even if they do like a little microcurrent or whatever, I'm like,
it
babe, that
doesn't do
isn't doing
shit.
fucking shit.
Doesn't
I
do
was like,
fucking
I
shit.
have a new face. It does
They
abso-fucking-lutely
they
nothing.
don't do anything. It does absolutely nothing. If you really want to make a difference in your skin, you have to commit to a yearly laser treatment or twice a year laser treatment. If lasers aren't right for your skin, commit to a chemical peel, but you have to do in-office treatments. Do not waste your money on at-home devices. They will not do shit for you. They will do these little minimal lifting effects for a few hours after using them, and then your skin goes back to normal. There is a
I
reason why people go and get treatments in a dermatologist's office as opposed to buying a stupid at-home product on Amazon. Really, don't waste your money.
So what about like talk to me about laser? There's so many things, and I think a lot of people are like, whoa, lasers, like peels, like and I also have like a gift certificate for PRP, which I want to talk to you about because I like don't
Okay.
even know if I should use it
Okay.
or
Yeah.
not because I
Yeah.
like haven't
First of all, a gift certificate for anything skincare makes me feel weird.
too.
Like a Groupon or what? Like what are we
No, it was like
doing?
a girl. I mean, it's like a few treatments. It's at a place where a lot of people in LA get like either laser hair removal, which by the way, if you have blonde hair or gray hair, don't waste your
It
time,
doesn't
like
work.
myself.
Don't waste your time. But also, a provider should tell you that. And if they don't tell you that, they're scamming you. Every
Yeah, that's
provider
real.
knows that you need pigment to attract the laser. If you don't have dark
100%.
brown hair or black hair, you're getting scammed.
So it's a place it's fine, but for PRP, and I'm like, should I even do PRP? Like, what for someone like me who I'm like, okay, I've done like a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Yeah.
I'm actually in the prime window. I haven't had Botox or fillers for 3 months.
Okay.
So I'm in the prime time, I
Yeah, you're
feel like,
perfect
to
to get
do
something.
lasers. So
Well,
what would you
here,
get?
this is my advice that I give to everybody that asks me this question. I
Okay.
always say, fall in love with a provider, not a laser. The most common question I get is, Jillian, should I go get the halo laser or should I get Fraxel? And I say, well, do you have a provider? Do you have a cosmetic dermatologist that you trust? Do you have somebody that you trust what they tell you to do and you go to often? And they say, oh no, I've never been to a dermatologist. What laser do I go get? The thing that you need to know, laser treatments will be different in everybody's hands. A cosmetic dermatologist doing a laser treatment is going to be different than a random Joe Schmo that you book on Groupon for $500 doing the same laser.
Right.
You have to make sure you're going to somebody who is qualified, who knows how to use the machine, who knows the correct depth, who knows how many passes to do, who knows if you're even a candidate. The amount of people that have olive or darker skin that incorrectly get Fraxel laser or a laser that is too harsh on their skin tone and now have horrible skin issues. Like one girl just wrote to me. She has olive skin, beautiful skin. She went to a med spa with a random person.
Oh
She got
God.
Fraxel. The person did like 10 passes on her skin, and now she has crazy white patches all over her skin. That skin is not coming back. It's not going to grow back. This woman like maimed her. I really, really recommend, instead of picking a laser, you find a provider, and that provider will have a treatment that is right for you. My dermatologist, people are always like, well, why do you get Fraxel? And I say, that's because that is the laser that my dermatologist owns.
Yeah,
So
but
laser,
people love Fraxel. Like that's what I want to
well,
get, if I'm being honest.
Fraxel's incredible. It really is incredible.
And
But
what
there are
does it
other.
exactly do?
So it promotes collagen, it helps with hyperpigmentation, texture, fine lines and wrinkles. It really helps with everything. It's kind of an overall skin resurfacer. I do something, or I just started doing something that my derm has dubbed a mini Fraxel or a half Fraxel. So usually Fraxel Dual is 8 passes on the two wavelengths. It's a 1550 and a 1927 wavelength together. I have done that way too much for me, way too much for me. The downtime, the puffy face, the peeling. So we started doing something called a half Fraxel, which is just 4 passes as opposed to the 8 on one wavelength, just to target my melasma. I have pretty bad melasma, not right now, but it always comes back. It's hormonal. But Fraxel is just, it really is incredible. It's an incredible laser. But again, if your provider doesn't have it, they might have
Yeah.
something that's comparable.
What about chemical peels, which I feel like sometimes are like a good first kind of
Chemical
dip
peels
in.
are great. Chemical peels are also great for darker skin that can't tolerate a laser too.
Mm,
The thing, I've had some chemical peels and my skin, I look very glowy after a chemical peel, but I don't think it does. For me personally, I've never seen it do much more other than give me a nice glow for a week. I
yeah.
also think it's important to try out some things with your trusted provider. From me being with my dermatologist for so many years, I've tried a lot of things with her, so now I know what I like and what I don't, and she knows what my skin likes and what my skin doesn't. You build this relationship with somebody. You don't want to constantly be jumping from provider to provider because you want to try the newest filler or the
Yeah.
newest laser. It's really important to build a relationship with somebody who knows more than you do.
Yeah. How did you find your provider?
So my medical dermatologist was her ex-husband. And I saw him for my acne. And when I was like 28, I was like, dude, my under eyes, I think I need something called filler. And to his credit, he was like, absolutely not. Like, you're beautiful. I don't want you doing any of that. And I was like, my choice, not yours, but thank you. I said it nicer than that. And he was like, well, if you're really going to go to a cosmetic dermatologist, my wife is in the next room and she is the best cosmetic derm in New York. And I made an appointment with her and I never saw him again. RIP to him wherever he is.
RIP, dude. Well, I mean, she is lovely. I love her. You have
So good.
taken her into the Instagram orbit, and I
She's here now.
absolutely love
Yeah.
it.
She is
It's
posting
amazing.
away, but she also is just so honest, like overly honest, New York, tough doctor, but so sweet. And she's an artist, like she's an actual artist. She's an amazing painter. And she really looks at you and figures out what you need. She says no, which a lot of doctors and providers should take a note from. If somebody wants something that's not right for them, say no.
Yeah.
She's just so skilled and so wonderful. Yeah.
I mean, your skin is bananas. It is literally cherubic. Like you look, I feel like I'm in the Metropolitan Museum of Art, and you are like just etched out of just beautiful, beautiful stone.
You're
Like I say
hysterical.
this in the
Thank
best
you.
way possible. You also chronicled your nose job,
Yeah.
which
I chronicle everything I do. I
who
literally,
doesn't?
right before we got on this, I was making my video on my 1 month update since I got marionette line filler. I like to make sure people know nobody chronicles things like week by week.
Yeah, no, they don't.
Nobody does it. And I think it's important that somebody does because there's a lot of people that are very nervous out there. They want to know, how does filler feel 2 weeks after you get it? How does filler feel a month after? What do you feel like a week after a nose job, a month after? I think it's really important that there is a somebody out there, and I made it myself, somebody out there to explain these things from a patient's perspective.
You got a great nose job.
I got a great nose
You
job. My
got like a
baby,
really,
yeah,
because here's the thing, like Blake Lively is the perfect example of someone that got a nose job and it's like one of the best nose jobs I've ever
yeah,
seen.
she has a fantastic nose job.
Like literally one of the best nose jobs I've ever seen. Same with you, because it's a great nose job, but it's not like you look like an entirely fucking different person.
No, I
Like,
feel like I look exactly like myself, the way I was always supposed to look. I went to Dr. Ben Paul in New York City. He is the most amazing doctor. Yeah, I just can't recommend him enough. He
and
was
how did that work? Did you say like I've always wanted a nose job and you went in and asked him, or like Did you go see
I
him for other things? Like, what was the whole
I never wanted a nose job until I downloaded Facetune. I downloaded Facetune, which I do not use anymore, but it was new. It had just come out. My heat just went on and it is 5,000 degrees in
Love
here.
your sweater. It's really cute. I also have a cute little sweater
I
on.
look so cute. This is from World Market at the Grove.
What? How
Yeah,
did we not run into each other at World Market at the Grove? I
I
used to live right
literally,
there and I
all
love
of
that
my
place.
sweaters are from World Market at the Grove.
I didn't
Hysterical.
even know they sold.
First of all, they have the best sweaters of all time. The best. And all of my bathrobes that I wear in my videos are also from World Market.
I have a little in at I wear a bathrobe. My wife calls it my house coat and she clowns
Yeah,
me every day for my bathrobes. Though I like your bathrobes, I have someone who might want to send you a
I'll take
bathrobe if you're
bathrobe.
open
I
to it.
will take, there is one thing I will never say no to, free pajamas or free bathrobes
Oh my God, can I
because I
also
wear
just
them
tell
every day.
best pajamas want me to tell you? J. Crew,
Really?
10 out of 10. I just bought in a huge box Black
Yeah.
Friday for Rachel and I because they're cotton, they're so cute. Short, long shorts, long
Okay, I
pants,
need that.
100% cotton because I'm like old and I like sweat and I live in California and it's hot here. But they're so cute and I'm also such a wasp. I like get them monogrammed because I like hate myself
Yeah,
deeply, but
that's amazing.
it's so waspy. But they
That's
have the
really
best.
waspy.
Yeah, but I was like a debutante. I'm like pretty waspy.
I'm texting Matt that it's too hot in the bedroom and he's going to turn it down on his phone.
Matt, I love you.
I know
I'm
he's
sad.
not here. He's at Target right now and
Also so hot. You guys are real hot.
he's so cute. He's an angel.
Okay,
I
wait.
don't
So
post him though.
yeah, you
I
do.
know, he's so cute.
You do post him. You posted him on something on your story, and that's how I found, like, I
Oh,
went down the
he's
rabbit
an
hole.
angel. An
He
angel.
just seems like a sweetie little baby angel. And
He's
I
an
saw the Mickey Mouse thing and I like lost my fucking mind. I was like, oh God,
he's a cutie pie.
I'm like, if only I had more energy to single white female you, I would.
I mean, you could
I might.
do
I
it.
might.
I'm
Wait,
ready.
so okay, you go to the doctor, tell me
Yeah.
about the nose job that
Oh,
now
okay.
I
So,
want.
so wait. So I downloaded Facetune back
Oh
when
yeah.
it came out in like 2019 or something. I was playing around with it, and I never thought anything was like weird with my nose. And I made it smaller, and I was like, "Holy fuck, I look better! I look better!" And it started me on a mental spiral. I deleted the app immediately, but I saved the picture. I made like a side by side of like real nose to fake nose, and I was like, that bitch with the smaller nose is a 10. Like that bitch is a 10. So I made some plastic surgery appointments. I hated the two doctors that I met with. I was like, they're horrible. And then I said, yes, this is a crazy story. So in 2019, I said yes to getting a nose job with my ENT, who is not a surgeon. She was just like, I'll do it for free. COVID happened and that didn't happen. Thank God, because that would have been the stupidest mistake I've ever made in my
Wait, are
life.
you ready for this?
Yeah, tell me.
My brother, who
Yeah,
just served in the army, had really bad breathing issues.
yeah.
So they gave him a new nose. And they also, because they were like in there, pinned back his ears.
What?
But you have to understand, imagine my brother's gay. He's like the best. But imagine calling like I'm not like vain. Well, yeah, I'm pretty vain. But I'm also like, I love makeup. I love like I've been in the industry. Like I love all this shit. Hence I'm obsessed with you.
Yeah.
You should have heard us. We were like, is this a plastic surgeon? Who the
Oh
fuck is
my
doing your
God.
surgery? And he's like, no, it's the ENT from like the
Oh,
army.
no,
He
no.
looks fine. He
Look
actually is
fine.
okay. But
Okay.
I don't like, but
Oh
at
my
first
God.
he looked like a different person. And I
Oh
was
my
like,
God.
he
You need
FaceTimed us and we were like, oh, but I feel like that the only thing that I think I made a mistake is sometimes I get filler in my nose to lift it.
a please, no, you can't.
I know.
It's so dangerous.
I
It is,
think that was
you
what
literally
you,
just did a video on that.
I
It is
know.
so
Rachel sent me your
dangerous.
video.
Please, no more. You're not doing that. You don't need
Will
it
it
anymore.
dissolve? Am I fine? Or have I ruined my life?
No, you're fine. I mean, you're still alive and you're not blind, so you're fine. But don't do it again.
But they put it like up here.
It's so dangerous. It's so dangerous.
Really?
No. Yeah, you're done
Just
with
get a
that.
nose job?
You're done with that. You're gonna get a nose. You're gonna come to Dr. Ben Paul and get a nose job.
But I also, the biggest surgery I want, oh my God, sorry, go ahead. So you, ENT, I could talk to you for like 5 hours.
Wait, I love this.
ENT,
So
what happened?
she went out during COVID and was like, no, I'm like not practicing anymore. So then I had to find a real doctor. And I went to, I saw somebody, I went for a consultation with somebody. I hated them. They were so rude to me. They made me feel uncomfortable. And then I found Dr. Paul. And immediately from the second his little angel face walked in the door, I was like, this is my man. Like he was just so kind, so calm, so sweet, spent so much time with me, and just like a nice person. And I trusted him instantly. He was just fantastic. And I was blown away by him, and I said yes. And honestly, it's the best decision I've ever made. Like I can breathe better. One of the things that I couldn't breathe, so he ended up having to break my nose in 5 places. He was in there for hours longer than he thought he would be. He thought it would be like a 3 hour surgery. It was like a 6 hour surgery. He said I had the most crooked nose he's ever been inside. I was like, thank you. Um, and it was crazy. I'm so happy I did it. I post about this a lot. I did have a really bad allergic reaction though.
Yeah,
Um,
I saw
post
that.
nose, which nobody could have known. I never had surgery before.
And
I was
was it to the
it's called
anesthesia?
mastisol. I was allergic to the glue that they use to glue the nose cast to the nose. So my nose job was
Sorry.
perfect, but the glue was eating through my nose. And apparently, if I had waited any longer, my gut told me something was wrong. And we went to see him a week before I was due to see him. And he said if I had waited even another day, that the glue could have eaten through my nose and we would have had to do a reconstruction. But the cast came off. Dr. Claire saved the day. She knew immediately what it was. They put me on steroids of all kind, and within 10 days, my nose was totally
You
perfect.
know what I really want, and I did just talk about this with Leah, is
You want a brow lift,
I want a brow lift, or what is it,
upper blepharoplasty.
I want an upper blepharoplasty.
Why are we not bringing you to Dr. Paul and filming this? Like film
We are, because I did have someone, well, and the Taylor Strucker listeners will know. I talked about this with Dr. Wider, who's the best. You should meet too. She's a psycho,
okay,
like
great,
not, well,
great.
MD, but like not practicing, does like
Great.
a lot of stuff for Cosmo. We talked about this. I found this woman in Greenwich, Connecticut, who that's all she does is upper and lower. She's like
Oh
known for,
wow, that's it. I love a specialized
I
doctor.
know she's great.
Yeah,
However, I was like, dude, what's up? Rachel and I both want this. Like,
yeah,
let's get it on and pop in. I'll pay for
yeah,
it, but I want
yeah,
maybe a deal and I'll film it.
obviously.
She
Yeah.
just fucking never hit me up. So honestly, I'll go and I'll film whatever. I want like nose breakage, eyes, and then I'm good.
You have to come to Dr. Paul. Tell me when you're in New York. We're doing this. We're setting it up. You will love him. He's the
So
best.
excited.
Change your life. I'm gonna change your
Oh,
life.
I know. I'm lost my mind. First of all, thank God, because here's the thing. Rachel and I always reconvene when I fall in love with someone or she falls in love with someone on the internet and I book them for the show. I'm always like, dear Tupac,
Yeah.
please be
Please
the
be
way
like
that you
good.
are on the internet and not
Yeah.
be a fucking weirdo. Because guess
Yeah.
what? I hate to break it to you.
There's
Nine
so
out
many.
of 10, they
I know.
suck.
I know.
And then I'm horrified. And then I sit here and I'm like, okay, but haha, you were so funny. And they're like,
I
what?
know.
And they're like total weirdos. You, on the other hand, bisexual, amazing, funny,
It's because I'm an
great.
actor. I
Yeah,
can turn it on. I
yeah,
can
fair
turn.
enough. Well, and what, so you were in Bros.
So I was in Bros, I was in Mrs. Maisel, I'm in the show Harlem. And then we had a SAG strike, and now I'm back. I had an audition today. I have one on Monday. We'll see what's next. We'll see what's next.
I love it. And do you think having this online presence now
Yeah.
helps you?
I can answer your question before
Did you
you
say
even say
no?
it. No, I don't think so. I listen, maybe I'm wrong, but as far as I know, when my agents pitch me for things, saying she's a social media skincare influencer doesn't really help me get serious acting jobs.
That's so interesting because in LA, like
Yeah.
when, so for instance, I went and I told you this, whatever, I went to this like insane influencer
Yeah,
dinner
yeah.
last night. And I was just like, I was so uncomfortable. I mean, I've been to 1,000 of them. I've produced 1,000 of them. But when I'm a
Right,
guest, I get really insecure because I'm like,
right.
oh fuck, like all these people have like millions of
Totally.
followers. They're psychos. They have the phones out. I like
Yeah.
whatever.
I
And it was
feel
a and it was a small enough it was a dinner party.
oh no, I will not go to a dinner party. Absolutely not. I
It
am not
was,
sitting next to somebody and talking to someone. Absolutely not.
and then the worst part, again, this is where my wasp comes out. No place settings. So then it was like a free for all. Like
Oh,
who best friend sits with who? It
no.
was terrible. But I did make friends because I do know how to survive.
Okay, good for you. I would have
I
laughed. That's when I pretend that I get an emergency call and I leave, and I've done that numerous times.
Well, I do like that my little clique that I finally got was all like, oh yeah, no, we like booked other shit because we were like, we didn't know how this was gonna go. And I was
Yeah,
like, oh my God,
totally.
I'm dead. But we were talking, I was talking to this woman last night who I adored. And I sort of, because I'm the worst, and especially after a glass of wine, I was like, oh my God, these like social media influencers, like, what the fuck? And I was like, oh, let me follow you on Instagram. She's like, I want to follow you too. And I was like, well, don't get too excited. I have like 12,000 Instagram followers because I'm like
Right.
fucking shadow banned to hell. And she was like, oh God, the social media stuff like kills me because my agents and my managers are so intense about me posting because I was the only person, I kid you not, that like was not like I'm eating pasta,
Yeah.
like eating.
I get
I
it.
just couldn't fucking. Here's my tablescape. Like I
Yeah.
just didn't give a shit, right?
I have no desire for that.
Well, I was also just like, can we just? I'm getting a little not revolt, not in terms of feeling ill, but like going against the grain. I'm getting a little revolty where I'm like, I, as you, produce so much content, especially with cool, especially with guesting on other shit, that when it comes to my personal, I just like to like share fucked up memes that make me laugh. That's like all I like to do.
Same.
So this woman was like, no, we should post. And I was like, okay. So we like
You
did it all in consolidarity. But she was saying, and she's like a pretty established-ish actress. She was like, the big problem for me now is I'm up against girls who have like 500,000 followers on TikTok. And like, that's such a big thing now.
so
And I was
interesting.
like, dude,
I
but I
don't
think
follow.
LA and New York is different.
I think they're different, and I think it depends. What, like, I don't do anything serious. I do only comedy. I think the hardest thing, at least over the past 6 months, when there was like the strike or the looming strike, was everything I went in for that I was positive I booked, ended up going to an actual celebrity because nobody else was working during that time. Like I
Yeah.
checked there, I went in for a low, like literally a low budget feature. It was like 250 a day. And I sent in this audition. I felt this with everything, every job that I've ever gotten. Like, that is my job. That is it. Nobody else can get this. And I was like, I know this is my job. An A-list star did that $250 low budget
Oh,
with
because
the,
it wasn't SAG.
it was, no, it was SAG.
Oh, it was.
Oh yeah, everything's SAG, but it
It
was
got a waiver or
the,
whatever.
during the strike, during the time where no one was working, that, it was one of those SAG things that had a little waiver, and,
Hmm.
you can't compete with that. I can't compete with that.
Well, everyone's a monster. I mean, also what I talk about all the time is celebrities are monsters. So, that person took your job that was meant for you and they're probably gonna just, they can't do it. I'm like,
I know, I know. Well,
I'm I'm sure you have one, but now I'm like your new publicist. I'm like, get out of here.
I don't have
Um,
one. I don't even know what a publicist does, to be
you know
honest.
what? Nor do I. I did speak about this 2 days ago because I sit on a political board. We were talking about PR, and I was like, yo, on some real shit, and no Tino shade to all of my lovely publicist friends that are listening right now.
Yeah.
I don't know really what y'all do because
Yeah,
you really want placements in editorial. I work at them all. Like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't really
No,
know.
you
I
do.
mean, my last show, we had a publicist who did not a damn thing. And Liz Culley, got us in Page Six, fucking Entertainment, Us
Right.
Weekly, People. Like, I don't know. I think also people are dying for content that you can pretty much like DM anyone at this point and like get the
Yeah.
press. But I do think having evangelists out in the streets is maybe more effective and more important than a publicist. So I will be your head of
Right.
evangelizing you, which I did do. And then you were like blocked on
Yes.
the
And
internet.
then I was literally banned.
You know what? Only the
You
good
can be
ones
my
get banned.
publicist. I like that. You're
Only.
hired. I'm an easy sell. You're hired.
Okay, one last question
Yeah.
because you have so much. I
Ask
mean, I
any.
can't, I could sit here for hours.
I'm
You,
ready. Let's
what
go
I
there.
do really love that you and your derm talk about is
Yeah.
how like a lot of these products are totally not worth it.
Yeah.
Like, love it.
Trash.
Even though I did get the Bloom
Oh, it's
face
great.
drops, really like
Oh,
them.
the face drops. Yeah. Okay. Nice.
I used your code.
Great.
Um, yeah, it's great. Uh, but a lot of them are not worth it. I have tried and spent thousands of dollars
Yeah.
on products for the person living out all like you tell all of your followers, what are a few products that you can get at even potentially like a CVS
Well,
that you are like, this is the
single,
best?
every single product that I use, other than my prescription retinoid, is from the drugstore. I only use drugstore products, CVS, Target, Dwayne Reed in New York. I do not believe that you have to spend money to have good skin. I think the three most important products, and my derm agrees, is a vitamin C in the morning, your SPF in the morning, and a retinoid at night. And then you need a cleanser, a toner. I'm a big fan of toner. You don't have to use it. Cleanser, toner, an eye cream if you like to use it, and a moisturizer. That's it. 5 products in the morning, 5 products at night. You do not need any fancy, expensive, miracle collagen boosting, anti wrinkle cream that's $300. It's bullshit. Prescription retinoid is $10 with insurance, or it's $90 without. Vitamin C's that are very, very effective. They are out there now as low as $20. Sunscreen is anything that you're going to wear. I don't care what it is, as long as you wear it. Toner, I use Vanicream. It's $7 from CVS. My vitamin C is $20. It's timeless. It's excellent. It's everything that you need in a vitamin C. My moisturizer is Vanicream lotion and the Vanicream in the tub from CVS. Prescription retinoid, and my eye cream is Cetaphil. I have one of the
Is
things I can
a
really
woman of
say,
the people, you guys, a
people
woman of the
really
people.
really compliment me on my skin everywhere I go, and they say you must be using really expensive products, and I say all of my products are from CVS. They're all from the drugstore, but I get professional treatment, so my money goes to the yearly laser treatment, or the twice yearly Botox, or the once a year fillers. And the skincare, you don't need a fancy moisturizer, you don't need a fancy cleanser that you're going to wash off. You need to know what order to put on products, what products actually work, and you need to be using the magic 3 products. I think it's that simple. It doesn't have, skincare does not have to be hard.
You know, they say you only fall in love a few times in your life.
This is one of them, I
And
think.
this, I think, like, I don't even know how to feel right
Your
now.
eyes are
I,
turning into hearts. It's so weird to watch
are
this.
they? I feel that. And also, I'm like, fuck, why did I buy like all that IS clinical shit?
You no, it's you don't need it. I mean,
I
listen,
know.
if you have the money and you want to spend it on things, like I can tell you expensive products that are great, like the Augustinus Bader, the Rich Cream Moisturizer.
I don't like that. That's so
It's
funny.
so funny. I think it's fantastic. Dermalogica, they have fantastic
Yeah,
products.
they do.
Obagi moisturizers. Olga Lorenzen has some of the best moisturizers ever. But do you need it? No. If you can afford it, that's great. But if you can't, don't for 1 second think that you can't have great skin if you don't have money. The two do not equate.
You're right. You're
Yeah,
right. You are right.
you can have
Um,
skin on a CVS budget, I promise you.
honestly, you are the most important and favorite follow that I potentially have ever had on the internet.
I am honored to hear that.
I
Thank
mean,
you.
I also do love the fail videos and like kids getting hurt, but
Those,
outside of that,
yeah.
your content, I'm telling you guys all, obviously, I'll link it in the show notes. You'll see all the ways that you can connect with Jillian, but her videos that are like, this is what I do in the morning, this is what I do at night, here are my providers, and then like all of your other fun stuff. It's the best. It's the best part of my day.
Thank you. Thank you so much. This is
Uh,
great.
I love you.